Greetings everybody, this is Leviathan here, and today I'm bringing you an update from patch 2.6.6 PTR. This is the patch that will coincide with Season 18. This has been live for a couple of days. It's only going to be live for a week for testing purposes, so I wanted to get in here and do a couple of quick things with Demon Hunter just to see, what some of the new items will do for the builds that we know and love already. I'm going to try and make this a pretty quick one because, things are subject to change from PTR, so if this doesn't go through, then, this video will be invalid. If it does leave PTR intact, then I'll go ahead and make a Diablo fans build guide and all that good stuff, maybe do a full-fledged video. But basically what we're looking at here is a multi-shot build, taking advantage of some of the new items. It's very standard in terms of the skills. So you can see we have our typical Evasive Fire, Multi-Shot, Vault, Prep, Companion, Vengeance, and then some speed stuff here, Tactical Advantage, Hot Pursuit. You actually don't need a generator in this build, so you can drop Evasive Fire, pick up something like Smoke Screen with the fast displacement rune on it, maybe Shadow Power with Shadow Glide for more movement speed. Because the idea behind this is we're doing it for regular rift farming, and you just absolutely destroy stuff. We're utilizing the new Captain Crimson reworked crafted set. So now the powers on this, it gives you cooldown reduction and RCR, and then you also get damage increased for your cooldown reduction and damage reduction for your resource cost reduction. And as you know, multi-shot benefits from the Yang's recurve, which comes with a chunky amount of RCR on it. The max will be 50 on there. And then you also have some CDR because you're trying to make sure that you get to the 37% CDR for 100% uptime on Vengeance. So you've got a Dawn in the cube. So we're still using Dawn. And then even with the CDR, normally we have, we want 3 rolls of about 8 or 7% on gear. So usually that's coming from your shoulders, your gloves, and then one other source, potentially your quiver, something like that. I have 5% on this one, but 8 and 8 on shoulders, gloves. And now with Captain Crimson, you're getting even more with the additional 20%. Don't forget you also have your Paragon CDR, so that's 10% there. And then in your helm, you've got the Max Diamond, Flawless Royal Diamond. So usually that, before the Captain Crimsons, is getting you to that 100% uptime on Vengeance. But then with the extra Captain Crimson, now we're sitting pretty close to about 50% CDR, which again will boost your damage. So that's a nice thing to grab there. Other than that, we're still using the 6-piece, technically 5 pieces here, of the UE set with a Ring of Royal Grandeur in the cube, so that we can benefit from both sets. And then we have Warzekian Arm Guards as our cubed item for the armor slot, as just to get a bit more movement speed. Our other bracer is the Nemesis Bracer, so whenever we hit pylons or shrines in the rifts, we're going to get those extra elites. And we're also taking advantage of the new amulet power for Squirt's Necklace. While not taking damage, your damage dealt is increased by up to 100%, and damage taken is increased by up to 50%. So the idea here is, same way multi-shots always work, is to make it so that you kill everything before it ever gets a chance to hit you. Then you'll be benefiting from this amulet at all times for the damage increase. You'll be, again, killing everything on screen, grabbing all the orbs, just super mowing through the regular rifts. And I think that's pretty much it. You can see we have just a little over 800 Paragon. I'm using level 25 gems basically, so Zai's, Boon of the Hoarder, just so that when enemies die they drop gold. When we pick up the gold we get more movement speed. Also combined with the Avarice Band here, so that as we pick up gold we get more pickup radius, and then that means we get to pick up the orbs faster, so that we don't have to maneuver around and waste time trying to get the orbs to clear the greater rift, or to clear the rift faster. And then the last gem is Bane of the Powerful. We don't use any of the slow stuff in here. It's a fire build. And like I mentioned, Tactical Advantage, Hot Pursuit, just for the movement speed. And we have Ambush Ballistics. Another possible passive you could use would maybe be Blood Vengeance if you find you're running out of Hatred or Discipline. But you shouldn't be, because we have the extra resource cost reduction synergy from Captain Crimson. So without further ado, let's hop into a rift. Got this one open. You can see the power level is just nuts. Again, Paragon 800, no augments, level 25 gems. Solid gear, but nothing too crazy. Stuff you should be able to get within a season. We're not even using gold wrap for defense, because the RCR with Captain Crimson's is giving you a nice damage reduction. So you really just get to fly through these rifts. If we end up popping into some of these circles with the seasonal buff, it can be kind of nice. The pink one right there is power. That gives you extra damage. There's the blue one for extra resource cost reduction, which is kind of nice to filter in. This one right here is RCR. That works nicely with both our firing off multi-shots and also with the damage reduction. The thing is, you're going so fast, you're really not going to have time to stick in, to stand in circles anyways. You know, it's just kind of a nice benefit if you happen to land in one for a second or two. Still got your typical Oculus as well from your follower. So not picking up too many items, so a little unrealistic in that sense in terms of you would be picking up your legendaries and your DBs and stuff. This is just sort of a brief exhibition to show you kind of like what is possible here, what you're capable of. And like I mentioned, you don't need you can see we barely hit the generator, if any at all, because you're not using focus restraint for this build. You have an SOJ as one of your rings. Whoops, got stopped on us. SOJ is one of your rings, just for a little bit more, you know, elemental damage. You can get some crit hit on there, damage against elites, etc. So it's that fast. I mean, that was a good rift too. Got a nice graveyard that you can stomp through, but every rift is going to be that fast. It solves so many problems with this Captain Crimson's edition, because you get, like I said, the extra RCR, the extra CDR. You can even drop some CDR on gear since you're going to be getting it from the Captain Crimson. But again, keeping it around is good too. Because then if you ever get rid of Captain Crimson for maybe like, you know, regular Greater Rift pushing or something like that, although you probably can even implement it into that as well, you don't want to ruin the rolls on your gear for your traditional multi-shot setup. So hopefully that was pretty exciting for you guys. Let me know if you have any things that you've been testing out on PTR, additions you would make to the build or changes, things that you've been noticing or seeing. To change this up for Greater Rifts, you can do a speed version as well, and I would just change the rings out for focus restraint, and then obviously keep the generator, so that way you're going to get the damage from FNR, and then you don't really care about Boon of the Hoarder, so you'd swap that gem for Bane of the Trapped, and you'd be changing your passives around so you can get Thrill of the Hunt, Call the Weak in there. There's so many different options right now, so it's going to be, you know, there will be a maxed out version, a min-max version of this. Like I said, we'll check back in once the patch gets solidified and we know what the official changes will be. But we'll leave it there for now. Hop into the comments, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Adios for now, friends.